Let's go, Birmingham. It's the truth, the lies, and the lessons. And we about to set it off. What's up, Birmingham? It's the one and only Kenny Talk. The wonderful, witty wolf is in the building. And I stay wrapped in my cocoon. And I stay howling at the moon. And I'm finna bring you another great show from Birmingham's own real relationship talk show. And we call it the truth, the lies, and the lessons on WJLD 94.1 FM, home of the Gary Richardson Morning Show. Let's get this baby set off. Many people couldn't wait. I know I took off last week, but I had to, right? Many people could not wait for the show to return, and it is here. Ladies and gentlemen, 94.1 Birmingham's own WJLD, the heart of the city, and I'm about to drop the truth, the lies, and the lessons on your head, because that's where it should be dropped. That's where you learn. Because, well, you know what? Today we're going to discuss what is called the past. And I normally say, I like to say what is called the past, because many people don't want to recognize it, right? Many people don't want to acknowledge it. You know, some people want to embrace it and don't want to move forward past it. But we're going to talk about the past in 3 ways that it actually impact your relationship. 3 ways that the past impacts your relationship. Let's set it off. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Birmingham. I appreciate you. Now, here we go. If your past was a person, would they be ugly, pretty, or pretty ugly? Would they be so hideous that during the first date you wouldn't dare mention? Or would they be so beautiful to you that you can't wait to introduce them? Is it private or public? Is it someone you'd be proud of? Is it someone you would feel ashamed about if the people you meet them first? What would the person you are dating now say if they met your past before they actually met the person that you introduced them to? Would you be dating that person now or not? What if the person you're involved with now really knew the whole story? Would they see themselves with you going forward? Would they find the first excuse to call it quits? Would they do that? If they knew the person, the person you were and the people you were involved with, if they knew the levels that you've been on or that you've stooped, let's keep it real, or the person that you used to be, would your spouse look at you differently if they knew your past? Would they use it against you to get what they want? Would they always bring it up during times of arguments? Y'all ever been in a relationship like that? Or will they resent the fact that you didn't disclose it in the first place? How would you feel if you found out the real past of the person that you're with? You know, the questions you never wanted to know the answer to. Would you be strong enough to love them despite their rocky past? Or will it prevent you from being happily ever after? The past. The past is not always pretty, but it makes you the person that you are today. And many of us are in relationships with people we have no idea who they are, because the past has not been disclosed. Out of fear, embarrassment, deceit, take your pick. The past is the past. Many feel we should let it rest, but sometimes your past just don't want to sleep. It wants to run wild and free. You can be proud of it, brag about it, and not even know that it's the reason that your happiness is actually eluding you. We will go more into depth with this shortly. You can try to hide it, but it comes to the surface. You can't lie about it. But just like that song by DeBarge says, time will reveal. Welcome everybody to another great episode. It's about to go down. We're about to jump into what we like to call our stat chats, man. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. Here's some information that I want to just ask of the people, right? Here's some stuff I want to know. Or here's some stuff that I've identified. 12% say that they've gone through extreme lengths to hide who they are in relationships. It makes sense because 28% believe that telling the secrets now would actually make things worse in their relationships. What's the percentage of married people or people that are in relationships that are apprehensive about revealing their past? College, listen up ladies and gentlemen, college is where the large percentage of people do things that they regret. High school comes next second, right? Very few individuals have the ability to make the transition from who they were to who they want to be from the past, right? The only thing in the way of many of us being the people that we used to be is time, opportunity, and guess what? The people that we are involved with. Because if they do, guess what'll happen, everybody? The car tires will screech and we will be out of here. Man, I love what I do, and I'm about to hit y'all with the truth, the lies, and the lessons. So let's move right into the truth and the lies, right? That's my favorite part. All right, jumping straight in. All right. Anna Ganawin, a communication strategist and relationship coach. These are the things that they say they feel like you should share in your relationships, as well as the things that you're not supposed to share or that they don't recommend that you share. Let's set it off. Birmingham, if you're just joining us, it's the truth, the lies, and the lessons. And guess what? We're discussing the past in 3 ways that it impact you. But I want to start with the relationship specialist coaches. See, I know a thing or two about a thing or two. But I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they got people that they like to listen to, or they, you know what I'm saying, they feel like got all the answers. So I like to share what they have to say and then compare it to what I got to say. All right, here we go. The published author, Kenny Talk, is about to drop it. For before I do, here's what Anna Ganawin says. She says the things that she feel like you should share in a relationship are current health, your current health, history of cheating. Are you a cheater? Do you normally do that? Have you done that with your last person that you were with? Or did they do that on you? Financial situations. Where are you at this particular point? Past trauma. Depression. Anxiety. Right? How many of y'all would be open to say, hey, I get depressed at times. I go into a little shell and I don't want to be bothered. How would that impact the person that you're trying to be in a relationship with? Why the last relationship ended? And also some problems that you overcame, right? And some things. Now, she says here are some things that you shouldn't share. Intimate details about your ex, past sexual partners, and what you like so much about your ex. And I said to myself, I wonder why not? So I want y'all to sound off in the chat. I want y'all to sound off on social media. How do y'all feel about the things that this relationship specialist or coach stated that you should share or that you shouldn't share? What did you share at the beginning of your relationship about your past, open and honestly? What are some things that your mate that you're with right now have no idea about? If you did bring that stuff up at this particular point, will they leave you? Will they stay? You tell me. All right. One thing I can tell you at this particular point, the one thing that we all have to get on the same page about, and they said well, the best thing in the world you can get from an individual is understanding. You got a clear understanding, then everything works out from that particular point. So I want everybody to follow along with me as I drop on your head what we call the 3 H's, like the letter H. The 3 H's when it comes to ways that impact your relationships, when it comes to the past itself, how the past can impact your relationship. Drum roll. Let's get into it, everybody. I'm going to drop it on y'all right now, and I'm not going to hold back. Man, let's do this. Okay, the first H, or the first way the past can actually hurt you or impact, and I'm going to say, I guess I gave it away. But the way that the past can impact you, the first H is hurt. I want y'all to follow along. Get your pen and some paper, whatever. Hurt. Your past can hurt. It can and will be used against you in the court of chilling or dealing, whichever one, right? Many relationships don't make it past go when the past is discovered. Who were you involved with prior, and why didn't it work out? Many of us are the reason it didn't work out, because we brought it up, or we didn't disclose it honestly up front. It hurts feelings. It crushes expectations and preconceived potential. It lets you down. Right? It can make people stop coming around once they find out about who you really are. Right? It's being hid during the times because you don't want to run it. You don't want to run nobody off at that particular point. You don't want to go into the first date where everything is going well, talking about how you ruined your last relationship. It was you that did it. You ain't gonna be honest about that. Well, you know what? I have anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I get depressed. I jump to conclusions. Who is gonna do that? Who is strong enough to do that? Who is willing to stick it out with somebody that might be going through something like that? Birmingham, let me have your attention. This is going down. It's time for the second H, everybody. The second H. Man, let me tell you something. The first one was hurt, because it can hurt when they find out the past. The second one is haunt. Haunt. Write it down. Haunt. All right. Now, it can and will be used against you in the court of relationships. You have moved from chilling with each other to dealing with each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what you did. You moved from chilling with each other to dealing with each other. The person you're with has really grown to love you as the person that you become. They really did, man. So now, to keep your promise, at least, it's time to talk about the past. But you're still apprehensive about it, so you pull back. Hold up. Delay. You move forward until something happens. Someone from your past saw you and your new lover out on the town, and this person is not who you want your new lover to know that you were associated with. How many of y'all have ever been in that situation? You see them with them. Now raise your hands. Raise your hands if you have. All right. This makes them question your judgment because of who you decided to kick it with, and think, what are the secrets that you might be hiding? Or it slipped out that you have done some things that you're not proud of, or that may not be aligned with the godly path that you're walking at this particular point, right? Or the path that you adamant about your new lover needs to be walking. It's embarrassing. It causes friction, uncomfortable conversations that sometimes lead to a place the relationship can't come back from. It cripples the relationship, ladies and gentlemen, to the point where it's never the same. Have you ever found out something about the person you're with and it's just not the same anymore? Right? It's in the back of their minds. It's in the back of your minds, the past. You know what I'm saying? Even though you thought you left it behind. It makes them feel like you're deceitful. And now you're being kept in the files that are easily accessed in the times of turmoil and frustration. So once you're at the point to where we are in an argument, or you you're feeling some type of way about some type of way, and then all of a sudden you just remember, you know what? See, I bet you still on that what you was about back when you were, you know what I'm saying? That's how I do. You bring it up. And it's not cool, ladies and gentlemen. It's not cool. It's about time for the last one. My last H, right? Before I jump right into the relationship truth of the day. The last H, everybody. Are y'all ready? Man, I want y'all to understand. Hinder. The last H is hinder. Okay. Hinder. It could hinder things, right? Because if you're in a relationship, if you're just out of a relationship and you're trying to move forward, you're trying to date again and things of that nature. After the relationship fails and you're looking to find someone new, it's hard not to go after the things that you loved about the last relationship from the new one. Because when we break up, can y'all honestly say, when you break up with your ex, there are certain things that you really liked about your ex. There are certain standards that you expect to be the same when you meet this new person, right? These expectations become the standard of what you want out of love, and you you will fall back if it's not being given to you. You'll be like, you know what, man, I'm not even with it, yo, because you're not giving me the standard of what I feel, you know what I'm saying, I expect or what have you. Just because the last person gave it to you, you feel you deserve it. You don't think about the fact that maybe the new person doesn't feel that you're given enough to warrant this. Y'all ever thought about that? You have your expectations of the new people, right, that you're meeting, and you kicking it with them or what have you. And then you say, well, you know what? These are the things that I expect, right? And then when that person on the other side of the table, you know, or the bar that's sitting with you, they say to themselves, and, you know, they say it to themselves because they ain't going to keep it real with you. They're going to say, man, listen, how you going to tell me that you feel like you deserve this when I don't even really know who you are? I don't even really know that if I bring this to the table, that you're going to be able to reciprocate my needs, right? How do I know this? How do I know that if I bend and twist to make what you want come to light, that you will be as open and honest and as flexible to bend to convene me? I gotta be convened too. Why can't you make my dreams come true? You know what I'm saying? I got things that I want in out of a relationship too. I have what they call non-negotiables. Are you willing to do that for me? And some of y'all say, yeah, well, what are they, Kenny? Well, it's not me, but you get what I'm saying. Some people be like, well, what are they? You know. And, you know, we be kind of scared to kind of say what we really want as guys. I know we do. Up front, we be scared because we think that you're going to run off and be like, you know what, that's it. I'm not dealing with this person. Bam. Bam. So it can hinder you because your expectations can actually prevent you from finding true love. Your expectations that you feel like somebody might be falling short on, it just might be because they love in a different way. You know what I'm saying? The way they love might not be the perception that you have of the way you want to be loved, but that person could be given their all. You know what I'm saying? That person could be totally bought into you. It just don't look the way you think it should look, right? So when you move on to the next, man, on to the next, on to the next. When you move on to the next, you might be leaving behind someone that's willing to go through the fire with you. And you'll get with someone that's able to meet those expectations, but not be as passionate, you know what I'm saying, as you need them to be when it comes about you. So, man, listen. Let me recap. The 3 H's, or the 3 ways that the past can impact your relationship. It could hurt. It could haunt. and it can hinder. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take a bow. Thank you so much, Birmingham. This is Birmingham's own relationship talk show called The Truth, the Lies, and the Lessons. And you have just been blazed. 3 ways that the past impacts your relationship. How many of you guys aren't afraid to say, you know, I'll tell you my past. It don't even matter. I'll tell you exactly who I am. I'll flip all the cards over on the table. I would do that for you. I can tell y'all one thing. We can't be afraid of it. We can't be afraid of it. The relationship truth of the day goes as follows, everybody. Here's my relationship truth quote or post. You can't get over it. You can't get through it. You can't let it go, or you can't grow from it without embracing who you are. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of us are not in places that we were at the time things happen to us, or we happen to other people. We said some things. We've done some things. We've been some places that we may not be particularly proud of, right? But it's still a part of you, because in some shape, form, or fashion, it was you that made that decision to go to that level, to be around those people or those crowds, to be involved in that stuff. When you embrace that, only when you do that at that point, then you're able to grow from it. But if you just try to hide it and push it back to a dark part of your mind, it's always going to be there, because you never overcame it. You never faced it. So that's what the past, that's what I want to drop on y'all about the past. And that's what I mean with the relationship truth of the day. Home of the Gary Richardson Morning Show. It is The Truth, the Lies, and the Lessons on 94.1 WJLD, Birmingham's own, the heart of the city. And you have left your heart in the hands of the wolf. And I'm going to take care of it. That's what I do, right? I'm going to stay wrapped in my cocoon and howling at the moon, because it's time for the lesson. I'm never going to allow you to leave out without the lesson, y'all. Are y'all ready for the lesson? They said they ready, man. Kenny, they're ready. Okay. Let me give y'all the lesson today. We're going to be back next week with a show that's going to be so off the chain. I promise you, you're not going to want to miss it. Bring your pens, bring your paper, bring your lovers, bring your mates, your significant others, right? Share the video online if you're not following me as yet on social media. Kenny Talk DeMoss on Facebook, at Kenny Talk _ on Instagram, and at Kenny Talk EXP on Twitter. Man, y'all got to make sure y'all share it, because you never know who needs to hear it. So, man, it's a beautiful Sunday. We got us a little rain today, but guess what? It still turned out to be beautiful. The lesson goes as follows. The past can hurt your chance when you finally meet that man. So be careful what you tell him when you're dating. The past can make her fall back, because she ain't know you was into all that. Before she chill with you, she'd rather keep on waiting. The past is like a ghost that have read the chapters that you wrote in the book of life you may not want to share. It turns out smooth water's rough and brings it up when we fight or fuss. It puts a crack in our trust that's not easily repaired. The past can make you bitter, because like that song by Bill Withers, you were mistreated and used up without a care. And while you were in that space, you may have done something that you can't erase that still impacts your judgment when you're not aware. Now why she keep bringing up the past? Why he got those questions he afraid to ask? Let he or she without sin cast the first stone. What they've done and where they've been really doesn't make a difference in the end. If we judge everybody past, we'd all be alone. So there we go. So in a nutshell, we've all got a past. Let's embrace it and let's grow from it, right? I know people back in school that may have been super promiscuous, that may have made a whole lot of mistakes that a lot of people have counted out. But when you run into them today, they're some of the most productive people in society. What does that tell you? Your past teaches you. What you do with that lesson determines your future. All right. So now let me give y'all some positive words. Man, that was my positive words right there. But the positive words of the week is just that, everybody. Your past teaches you, right? And what you learn from it dictates your future. The closest we can get to unconditional love is not allowing the past to dictate how or if you need to love someone, right? Many believe they love unconditionally, but allow conditions to change how they feel and to even break up. So, let me just say this before I close it out. The Truth, the Lies, and the Lessons is going to be back at 8 o'clock. And the next, you do not want to miss this next show, man, because I'm going to keep bringing it, right? But y'all have to understand, when you look at the things that cause us to break up, when you look at the things that cause turmoil in our relationships and prevents us from loving each other the way we've loved each other, or makes us fall out of love, or make us lose interest in things of that nature, they're all conditions, right? They're things. And if you allow that to happen, you probably never loved them in the first place. Man, so listen here. I'm about to break up out of here. I want y'all to continue to love, right? I want y'all to continue to listen, learn, and lift each other. Listen, learn, and lift each other. Because there's not too much more time left on this planet for us to be playing around like this, right? Love, legacy, listen, learn, lift. It's the one and only Kenny talking. I'm signing out on WJLD 94.1 FM, home of the Gary Richardson Morning Show. And I'm going to see y'all next Sunday. So be there or BL7. Salute. Have a great week, everybody. And until next time. Ow! Y'all know how we do it.